What is up, my butter biscuits? Y'all, I am sitting so far back from the camera, literally as far back as I can, because my makeup is such a hot mess. Like, it started off so pretty. I absolutely loved it, but then I completely tore it up because I actually had a fully matte lid. It was like a light, like soft, like baby pink. And y'all, I completely messed it up because I put on way too much P. Louise base. And whenever I do that, normally I'll just wipe it off. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously when you put on too much P. Louise base, because it is creamy, and then you pack a matte on top of it, it tends to crack. And that's exactly what happened, y'all. And I was like, oh, I'm just way too lazy to wipe it off. So then I just started throwing on a shimmer shadow on top of it, y'all. And it was just falling all over my face. It was just a hot mess. Like, y'all, I was so mad because I was like, you know what? It was looking so cute. I absolutely love the way it came out. And then that's what I get for being lazy. Ugh, it just bothered me so much. Anyways, y'all, I'm not going to ramble about that. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, it is my anti-haul. In case you guys are new to this, it's literally just makeup talk. I know there's so many people out there who take it so negatively, but y'all, there is literally new launches like every single day, probably hundreds of launches every single day with the millions of brands out there. So this is literally just makeup talk. Picture yourself like shopping with a friend. You're like, hey girl, what do you think about this palette? What do you think about this powder? And I'm just like, nah, I'm not really feeling it. You know, that's literally just what an anti-haul is. It's just makeup talk. So it's not that deep, just letting you guys know, because y'all, still every single month, even though I've been doing this on my channel for literal years now, still people get so offended. It's just kind of like crazy to me, because I'm like, y'all, if you guys like something and I don't like it, it's really not the end of the world. Let me tell you guys, there's been so many products that I've absolutely loved that people in my comment section are like, oh my god, I hate that product. I don't get all defensive about it. I really like don't. Like, I understand that people obviously have different preferences, different opinions, different needs, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and keep on watching. Also, y'all, make sure you guys go and follow me on TikTok. I've been like really active on there, posting, I would say maybe like 4 to 5 times a week, and I'm just having a whole lot of fun over there. So make sure you guys follow me over there, and let's go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all, the first collection I want to talk about right here, I feel like a lot of people will probably be offended about this, because I saw this blowing up all over TikTok because everybody loves Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really am just not into it. I feel like this whole Colourpop collection right here has amazing packaging. The packaging is so cute. I really love what they did with the eyeliners, having the characters there in a 3D cutout. I feel like it's absolutely beautiful. However, it's just not my thing. I'm not into The Last Airbender. On top of that too, I do want to talk about the palette. It is very on brand for, you know, Avatar. However, I just don't like the color story. You know what I'm saying? So this is just something that I wouldn't pick up. Although I do have to say though, I have to give a huge kudos to Colourpop on the packaging for this. I feel like they actually went above and beyond with this packaging, and to be quite honest, I totally do understand why people who are fans of Avatar were so like amazed by this, because I do have to say, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but all of their other collections don't really have this much thought into it. Like, looking at this, I just feel like it's a really well thought out packaging, you know, concept, and just well thought out collection as a whole. But I'm just not into Avatar. I do love Avatar though, like the Blue Aliens, y'all. That's like literally one of my favorite movies ever. I absolutely love that. But not The Last Airbender. I will say though, I did like the live action movie. However, a lot of people didn't really like that, but I really loved it. But as far as like the cartoon and stuff, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I literally have never watched one single episode. Maybe that's why people were like so like about the, like, you know, live action one, and maybe I liked it because I didn't really know anything about Avatar, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is just something I wouldn't buy, only because I'm really not into Avatar. If I did like Avatar, then I probably would get it, because this is a really cute collection. And I'm honestly, the thing that just draws my eye the most are those eyeliners, y'all. Like, the packaging for that, I feel like is so cool. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, like I said, but I haven't seen anything like it, but I still wouldn't buy it. Y'all, I'm still so upset about my makeup. I keep on looking at the backdrop color, and I'm like so mad because my lid shade actually matched the backdrop. Like, it was like literally the same exact color. I just felt like it looked so beautiful, but then I looked in the viewfinder and saw how patchy and like separated it was, and then I just completely butchered it from there. And I'm looking at the backdrop and I'm just like, oh, it's such a pretty blushy tone, and that's exactly what was on my lids until I messed it up. And speaking of blushy tones, the next thing on my list is actually the Making You Blush collection by Morphe. I do want to say this little mini palette right here does have a cute color story to it. I do feel like the shimmers actually look very beautiful. However, y'all know I just don't support Morphe. I feel like I'm probably never going to support Morphe again, to be quite honest with you. I just feel like they're just really shady, and honestly, I'm not being petty. I'm not holding on to a grudge. I'm not holding on to what they did to me shadiness wise. I just feel like the brand as a whole is just really blah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, and I feel like they've done so many people wrong. So many people have had so many complaints about Morphe, and on top of that too, y'all, let's keep it real, their stuff is like private labeled, you know what I'm saying? So they could sell it for way less than what they actually do sell it for. Don't get me wrong, compared to what's out there on the market, their stuff is actually affordable, but I just feel like when you're looking at private labeled stuff, you can get it much cheaper, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still do private label, but honestly, I'm gonna keep it real, it kind of does look like it. So this collection right here is obviously just something that I wouldn't buy, because I'm not gonna be buying from Morphe anytime soon. Next up on the list, y'all, I am so Sorry, I feel like Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner, they are just such beautiful girls. And I know a lot of people love Kylie Cosmetics, but this collection right here, which is the Kendall 2.0 collection, to me, honestly, when I saw the packaging, I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be like lavenders, there's going to be pretty blushy tones in there. I thought it was actually going to be beautiful. And as soon as I saw the palette open, there is so many eyeshadows in this palette, and they're just all so blah, so dull, so boring. I don't know, the whole color story to me, I don't really like it. I totally do know that this is obviously a collaboration with Kendall Jenner, and let's keep it real, Kendall's makeup is really boring. Like, honestly, y'all, I feel like I just always see her in the same old neutral stuff. I feel like at least with Kylie, she does do different types of makeup. But obviously, she does own a cosmetic brand, so it's kind of expected of her to do that. But I just feel like this whole Kendall collection right here is just a major flop to me. Honestly, I feel like the packaging's beautiful. They look absolutely beautiful. The whole, like, flowers look beautiful, but I don't know, seeing everything open, I'm just like, no, I don't really like the blush palette with the highlights in it. I don't like, you know, the palette at all. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it's really blah. It's really dull. And I don't know. I feel like the only time I was absolutely just in shock about Kylie Cosmetics was the Freddy Krueger collection. I know, like, 9 months later, I'm still talking about it. I just feel like it was just so beautiful. It hasn't been 9 months, but y'all know what I mean. I just felt like that collection was just so absolutely amazing, so beautiful, so well thought out. And everything else from her, I'm just like, like this collection right here to me is an accurate representation of the brand, just kind of lackluster and dull and kind of boring. But I guess it's really on brand for Kendall because obviously her makeup is kind of dull and boring, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I just feel like with their eye shape and like their whole face shape, like they could just do so much more. They can pull off like the most amazing looks, you know what I'm saying? So I just really wish that they would do something a little bit more wow, and this to me is just boring. Next up on the list, we have this XX Revolution, which I'm assuming it's related to Makeup Revolution. I feel like they have a different brand for like Australia and UK and the US. I just feel like there's a whole bunch of different Revolution ones. This specifically says in Australia, that's why I said maybe XX Revolution is like the Makeup Revolution of Australia. I'm assuming it is. I literally didn't do my research because I don't really care for Makeup Revolution. Honestly, y'all know like they're my new Colourpop. They come out with so many collections. This right here is the Powerpuff Girls, and honestly, y'all, I just never cared for the Powerpuff Girls. Like, when I was growing up, so many girls were into it. All of my homegirls were into it. And I'm just like, I really don't care for the Powerpuff Girls. And on top of that, too, I totally understand for a lot of people it may be nostalgic, don't get me wrong. But I just feel like this collection looks very kiddish. Do you know what I mean? Like, it looks like it's made for kids. Like, I totally understand, like, it being, like, obviously reminiscent and, like, very nostalgic. And you could have something that's more adult-ish, but then obviously nostalgic. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like it could have a little bit of kiddish in it, but then obviously be like made for an adult, you know, because let's keep it real, this is like actual makeup here, it's not toy makeup, and it looks like toy makeup. I don't like this collection. I feel like the packaging looks cheap, everything looks cheap. I just don't like it. I look at this and I'm like, although I'm sure a lot of people out there probably would be excited to get this because they were huge fans of Powerpuff Girls growing up, but I am just not one of those people. Next on the list, we have the NARS Orgasm Lip Mask. Y'all know for some reason with me, okay, I want to love lip masks because I love face masks, you know what I'm saying? However, when it comes down to lip mask, I just don't find that they work. I feel like putting on some Vaseline on the lips literally makes my lips feel way more hydrated than a lip mask. I feel like using a lip mask, when I put it on, it feels hydrated while it's on, but then the whole point of a lip mask is obviously to like nourish the lips and moisturize the lips for deeper moisturization. But then when it comes off, or like say for example, if I sleep on it, I wake up in the morning and I don't feel any different than sleeping with Vaseline on my lips, and I really don't see the point in paying such a high price point. And I'm sure this one right here, $28 for this NARS Orgasm lip mask, y'all. And I feel like they're obviously riding on the orgasm train here because obviously everybody knows NARS Orgasm Blush is like the biggest selling blush probably ever. Everyone loves that shade. So they're doing this right here, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know. For me personally, I just don't see any reason to buy a lip mask. I just feel like they don't do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? I know to a lot of people out there, they do swear by lip masks, but not me. I just feel like my little Vaseline lip does good for me. And y'all, that literally cost $1 at the Dollar Tree. So, well, $1.25 now, thanks to the Dollar Tree raising their price up to $1.25, which I'm like, ugh, kind of annoying. But any which way, I would not be buying this NARS lip mask because I just feel like it probably wouldn't even work. This one right here, like, made me gasp. Okay, y'all know I love a good face mist. Honestly, I just feel like I love face mist. I love to just spray it on throughout the day. When I put on my makeup, I wear a lot of powders. I bake my whole entire face. I love a face mist. This right here, y'all, is the Gucci Glow Hydrating Mist. This is $76. $76. I understand. I know it's Gucci. I know everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's a designer brand. I totally get that, but I'm like, $76 for a face mist. Recently, I was so close to buying a Tom Ford foundation. I didn't tell you guys actually in the video I filmed before about my Sephora haul. Y'all, my homegirl, I'm doing her makeup for her wedding, and she wanted to get like a really good foundation. I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep on hearing so many good things about the Traceless Matte Foundation. She ended up buying it. I used it on her while we were doing her trial. I fell in love with it. I put it on my face too, and I was like, like, this foundation is so absolutely amazing. And I was tripping out over paying $89 on that. Well, technically it would have been cheaper than $89 because I would have bought it during the Sephora, you know, sale, which had 20% off. I was tripping out over buying a foundation for $89, right? Imagine paying $76 on a face mist. This to me is just so out of touch with reality. I totally understand that there's a lot of rich people in the world who this may appeal to, but I'm just like, y'all, look at the packaging too on top of it. Like, what is so iconic about this? Just because it has Gucci across it, you're gonna go and put $76 on there? To me, that is just such a trip. And then they also have this balm right here, which is for $49, which I don't even know what it's for. It just says coming soon on Treadmood, and I'm just like, this is an absolute no. I know obviously this is a luxury brand, but $76, I've never seen a face mist or setting spray be that expensive. I'm literally like, when I saw this, I was like, $76 for a setting spray? They are out of their mind. This is an absolute no. The last thing on the list right here is the new Stone collection from Colourpop. What have I told you guys before? I feel like they literally just change up the shapes of their eyeshadows and then just put it in a different palette, and that's it. These all have been done before by Colourpop specifically in the like little 9-pan quads. I know I have seen these color stories before. Do not get me wrong, both of these color stories are beautiful. Honestly, if I didn't have these tones already specifically from Colourpop, then I would actually be interested in getting this because the color story is beautiful. So I don't want you guys to get it twisted on that, because I look at this and I'm like, yeah, this is a very, you know, beautiful palette. Like the warm tone palette's beautiful, the cool tone palette's beautiful. However, Colourpop specifically just comes out with the same thing over and over again. They literally just change up the format. They'll change up the packaging. They'll change up the size of it. They'll have a mini one. They'll have a big one. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like this is the same thing over and over again. I feel like Colourpop really burned themselves out by coming out with so many collections. And I really do feel like they should have slowed their roll, because obviously now a lot of people don't talk about Colourpop. I do myself pick up some things every now and then from Colourpop because they are affordable. Recently, I just picked up a nude eyeliner from them because it was only $7. You know what I'm saying? Things like that I'll pick up from them, but I'm never really excited about Colourpop anymore. And back in the day, I used to. I feel like their stuff was like so cool, such an amazing quality for the price. But now I'm just like, oh my gosh, I get overwhelmed looking at their stuff because they come out with so many collections. And I do have to say, I do feel like they actually have slowed it down within the past year. I do remember like 2 years ago, they were coming out with a new collection probably every single week. Like, and I'm not even being dramatic. They just came out with so much stuff. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like I'm over the brand. I really do hope that they come out something that is just like really catches my eye, because honestly, I do like their price point. Recently, I've been into a little bit more expensive makeup, and it's like really hurting me, y'all. Like, I bought the Patrick Ta palette. I just bought the Beautopsy because I did the review on the Hindash Monochromance palette, and I fell in love with that. So I do want to like fall back in love with the more affordable stuff, because honestly, y'all, this expensive stuff has really like hurt my bank account. So I would appreciate the price point of Colourpop. I just am not excited over the brand anymore. Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything. Make sure you guys let me know what you plan on not purchasing. Make sure you guys put the reason why. You guys know I always like to hear the reason. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.